Okay, Andy. Good morning, everyone. So, online students, can you hear my voice? Say yes or no to me. Right, Andy. So, the last class, yesterday, IO stream and file here. Here, stream definition, types of streams, byte stream and character stream. Stream and file storage definition and some classes anyway. File input stream, file output stream, object input stream versus object output stream. File reader versus file writer. So these are the major points we discussed yesterday under IO streams and files. Serialization versus deserialization. So these are the concepts under this IO stream and file anyway. The points. Okay, right. Notes not updated. I will update today. The total notes I'll update today. Okay, right. Here, yesterday, we are using one interface known as Serializable. One interface is there in yesterday's class. Yes or no? Na? In the process, here I made a statement. To perform serialization, deserialization process, the user-defined class must be implemented from java.io.serializable interface. So here, define serializable interface. Serializable is an interface from java.io package and which is used to specify serialization and deserialization process. Serializable is an interface from java.io package and which is used to specify serialization and deserialization process. Specify means say or indicate indirectly. So without a serializable interface, you cannot perform serialization. That's the meaning actually. Now, this serializable interface is EMPTY, empty interface. Empty interface. Empty interface because which do not have any members. No members are available. Empty interface because which do not have any members and which is also known as markable interface. Markable interface or tagging interface. Markable interface, or you can say tagging interface. Markable interface or tagging interface. Underline markable, tagging. That interface is empty actually. Look here, I'll open it. Which do not have any members. Serializable, you can see empty it is. Just empty interface which do not have any members. So as a object oriented programmer, you have one class. Class has some members. For this class, we generate one object. For this class, we generate one object. In this object, what are the non-static members are there? They will come. They are available on one variable. This is object. This is class. Now I want to send this object on the network. Whenever you want to send this object on the network, the object must be available in the form of stream. That only concept. But whenever you want to do serialization, this class must be implemented from serializable. That's the rule. If it is not implemented from serializable, you cannot perform serialization. That's the concept. You cannot perform serialization. Yesterday, I kept a class. For that class, you are important, I am important. But one supervisor, one loader is coming and sitting there. Understood now? They will not do any work, but they have to come. Because they are specifiers. Specifiers means if they come only, the lock will be open. If they come only, the class will be started. If they come only, management will detect us. If they don't come, you and me come to this block also, management will not detect it. The door also will not be opened. So somebody must be the supervisor or not now. So he specify means he says we are doing serialization, but it is empty members which do not have any members. That only. Understood this point now, right? Right. Here, based on this one combined question is there nowadays. What is the difference between functional interface, normal interface, and markable interface? Markable interface means no members. Normal interface means more than one abstract method. Functional interface means only one abstract method. So combination, we had a question. Make it, write that FAQ. FAQ. Right. What is the difference between normal interface, functional interface, markable interface, or marking interface? Markable interface. Normal interface means what now? Interface declared with more than one abstract method. Make it. Interface declared with more than one abstract method. More than one abstract method is known as normal interface. Normal interface. Functional interface declared with only one abstract method. Only one abstract method is known as functional interface. Markable interface. Interface with EMPTY, empty numbers. Interface with no members. No members. Or EMPTY, empty interface, is known as markable interface. Markable interface. Right. Now look here. This is yesterday's deserialization. I am running the program. The data should come from your already stored data, converting the stream into object form. This is yesterday's recording date. Yesterday's recording, today coming. Right? Okay. Now, in this serialization process, not serialization. In this register, suppose among this I want to hide one variable. Roughly. Okay, right. Suppose in the demo serialization, where is this? Here some R is coming. Roughly, I am speaking. Now this. I am using one keyword known as transient. One keyword I am using. I am using one keyword known as transient. I am doing serialization. Serialization. NIT.v MZU672. First name Venkat, last name M. Object stored successfully. Now I am performing deserialization. Can you see password null? So transient one keyword is there. So an interview question generally. Define transient keyword. One interview question is there. So anyway, in serialization, the class must be implemented from serializable. There are some variables available in the class now. One object will come. This object I am converting into stream, loading onto network or loading onto file. The demo is loading onto file for you, demo. Because loading onto network in core Java we cannot do. We'll show cookie session track in advance. Right, who are attending 11 a.m. Next week I am going to draw the diagram there, 11 a.m. This week some application development I'll do, database connections. Next week session track will be started, cookie. In that cookie I'll show this serialization again to you. Now, imagine it whenever I am loading this object onto this network, some variables I must not send it. Some variables I must not send on the network. I must protect some variable data. Because developer should give a flexibility, no? I prepared my object and I am sending on the network. Today, network means everybody knows n number of threads are available to us when you are moving on the network. So securities are very less now, of course. Securities are very high. Security is very less, both compensated today. So somewhere the developer has to give some flexibility. Some data, you must have a flexibility of hiding them. Hiding means protecting them, right? Then they given one keyword in Java known as transient. One keyword is there, transient. If the variables are declared with the keyword transient, the data available in the variable is not serializable. Not serializable, they cannot convert into 0 and 1. So I am protecting the data. They will not convert to 0 to 1. Means null values will go. Not null value, default value will go. Default, if it is a string, null value is coming. If it is an integer, 0 will come. So default value will go. So original values will not go. Make a statement. Define transient keyword. FAQ. Define transient keyword. FAQ. Define transient. TRANSIENT. Transient keyword. Transient keyword, like your static keyword, final keyword. You are declaring your variables as static. You are declaring your variables as final. You can declare your variable as transient. One more mode is transient. Transient means, especially in serialization process, I must not send the original data. That's the meaning actually. Make it. The variables can be declared with TRANSIENT, transient keyword. The variables can be declared with transient keyword. Transient keyword, comma. In this process, the data available in transient variable, TRANSIENT, transient variables. The variables can be declared with transient keyword. In this process, the data available in transient variables are not serializable. Not serializable. Not serializable. So they cannot convert into 0 and 1. Not serializable. Means to protect data available in variables, we use transient keyword. Means on the network, I don't want to move some data. So if we say transient, the data will not be converted into stream. The default value will be moved. It's a concept. So the variables can be declared with transient keyword. In this process, the data available in transient variables are not serializable. Not serializable. It's a concept. So these are the few points for you. So finally, who are attending core Java, advanced Java, anyway, advanced Java, your Java program can communicate with database. Your Java program can communicate with file storage by yesterday. Okay, right. For this we use JDBC. This JDBC in the future, you're going to replace with Spring JDBC. You're going to replace it. On demand, you're going to use your Spring Data also you're going to use it. Some companies will use Hibernate with JPA. So these many options are there for the real time to connect to the database. These many options are there. So this is popular because all your applications, major storage is database. Because you're a web application developer, no? If you are an Android developer, for you file is important. Why means for your gaming application, files only will be there. Database will not be there. If you take one mobile related app and your storage is file only, not database. So for app development, mobile related anything, engineer is there. He must know more files concept. Whenever the Java developer is there, he must know more database. There is no difference because our applications are web applications, enterprise applications, distributed application. All are biggest database maintenance only. So here they'll ask 1 or 2 questions only. They will not ask more questions. 1 or 2 questions. Do you know there is one file system available to you? When you go for Java interview, less questions they'll ask it. Why means for a dominating factor is this one, no? For a Spring JDBC is there, Spring Data is there, Hibernate with JPA is there. All are replaced with JDBC. Understood or not now? So these many options came into the market. But you must have knowledge on file storage. Some knowledge. How means part of web application development. If I want to load image, part of web application development. If I want to load one resume, .doc file, .txt file like this, some knowledge must be available with you. For that, we concentrate on 6 classes: file input stream, file output stream, file reader, file writer, object output stream, object input stream, serialization, deserialization, and our class must be implemented from serializable. This is the knowledge gained from your file storage. Clear everyone? Right. Okay. Now to complete our course, how many topics are pending now? Sir, to complete our course now, we are pending with one is multi-threading concept, one is Java collection framework concept. Yesterday that 6 p.m. people came with the completion of all. They completed this and they came here, but you are 2 steps away because to cover that time you came yesterday. Understood now? Now you are concentrating on remaining 2 parts. This only 2 major chapters waiting for you. It's a major point. Okay, right. So before going there now, we have to close object-oriented features. No, we are in the process of closing object-oriented features. Their abstraction, you know, encapsulation, you know, inheritance. In between one chapter is pending or not now? Polymorphism. So let me concentrate on that polymorphism. After completing polymorphism, then we start Java collection framework. After Java collection framework, we go with the multi-thread. Then one small 1 hour class for conclusion after that. The point, conclusion class. The point, right? Okay. Let me go forward. Make a siding polymorphism. Polymorphism in Java. Right. Generally, poly means many. Poly means many. Morphism. Morphism means forms. Many forms. Right. The process in which the programming components having more than one form. The process in which the programming components having more than one form is known as polymorphism. Polymorphism. The process in which the programming components having more than one form is known as polymorphism. So poly means many, morphism means forms. This polymorphism, make it. This polymorphism is categorized into two types. One, dynamic polymorphism. Static polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism and static polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism. The many forms at execution stage means if any programming component having many forms at execution stage, we call it as dynamic. Right, make it. The many forms at execution stage. The many forms at execution stage is known as dynamic polymorphism, or you can say runtime polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. So example for dynamic polymorphism is method overriding process. Method overriding process. The many forms at execution stage is known as dynamic polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Example, overriding. Sir, how overriding comes under dynamic? How overriding comes under dynamic? See there. Already you had some interface examples with you already. Saturday's notes I added and not added. Saturday not added. Friday added, right? Saturday added, huh? Somebody saying not added? Added, huh? Okay. Because Saturday few notes I not added. Okay. Only Sunday notes is pending for you. Right. Okay. Right. Look here. You had one or two examples from your interface anyway. So always I'll take some arithmetic I will take, I think. Right. So always I will take some arithmetic, comparable I will take it. Comparable one interface. For this interface, always I'll draw two implementations. One is greater class and one is smaller class. Two implementations I will draw. Like this. So implements and implements. Here I will draw. Sorry, here one method is there. Int compare to int x comma int y. So this is one abstract method anyway. Right. So what is the rule of implementation? I said, sir, it has to take this method. It has to take this method and construct the bodies. Take this method and construct the bodies. Int compare to of int x comma int y. So here greater logic I write it. Here same. Int compare to of int x comma int y. Here smaller logic. Already you know this concept already. Then I will say go with choice. I will say one for greater, two for smaller. Now whenever I am asking a choice to the user, that indicates compare to method is having two forms. Yes or no? Compare to method is having two forms. One form is greater, one form is smaller. You are calling the same method only. User can call compare to method based on the choice. When the execution started, compare to method can have two forms. That only concept. Through overriding process, we can provide more than one form to a method. More than one form to a method means body changing. We are changing the body or not now. For this, the body can be greater logic body or smaller logic body. When the execution started, they overwrites now. That's the point. So because of this reason, many materials will write method overriding comes under dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic means at execution time or runtime, many forms. How it is possible? One method can have more than one form at execution stage through overriding. That only possible. That only concept. Generally, if you answer this, they leave it. Dynamic polymorphism. Divide that. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. So dynamic many forms. Dynamic means execution many forms. or runtime many forms. How it is possible? Through overriding only, I can provide more than one form, means more than one body for the same method signature. That only concept. Make a statement. Note. If anybody asked how, or how can you say overriding is an example of dynamic polymorphism? Note. Through method overriding process, we can provide more than one form, Through method overriding process, we can provide more than one form at execution stage. Through method overriding process, we can provide more than one form at execution stage because of this reason, method overriding process comes under dynamic polymorphism. Through method overriding process, we can provide more than one form at execution stage. Because of this reason, method overriding process comes under dynamic polymorphism. How can we provide more than one form? If anybody says, we are changing the body, no? Right. Based on the user requirement, he will get a greater logic body or smaller logic body for the comparative method. So example not needed for it because all overriding, all interfaces comes under dynamic polymorphism indirectly. So static polymorphism. The many forms at compilation stage, is known as static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Example, method overloading process. Method overloading process is an example of static polymorphism. Right, look here. In static polymorphism, what happens? I'll take one. I am taking one class now. ADDITION. What I took in your regular inheritance chapter? Addition. Already you know overloading, no? More than one method with the same method name, but differentiated by their parameter list or parameter type. So public void add of int x comma int y, one method. So public void add by int x comma int y comma int z. So public void add by int x comma, I'll take float y always. Now same method for 3 times, but parameter list is different and type is different. Now system dot out dot right. So this is the program. Now the method is add int comma int one form, add int comma int comma int one form, add int comma float comma one form. There are 3 forms for the same method. That only concept. Overriding means method difference. Overloading means parameter list or type difference. So this also, overloading method, this one. Now who identifies these methods means compiler. How? Suppose I written here int. Now the compiler will give error. So compiler is identifying, no? Right. That method signatures are identified by the compiler at compilation stage. Means compiler will identify the form. Compiler will identify that method signature form. So it is identifying means it's a compile time form only. Compile time forms are nothing but your static polymorphism. It's a concept actually. So the statement to you is nothing but make it through here note, NOT note. Through method overloading process, we can have more than one form. Through method overloading process, we can have more than one form of same method by differentiating parameter list or parameter type. Through method overloading process, we can have more than one form of same method by differentiating parameter list or parameter type at compilation stage. That forms are for compilation only. Through method overloading process, we can have more than one form of same method by differentiating parameter list or parameter type at compilation stage. At compilation stage is known as static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Through method overloading process, we can have more than one form of same method by differentiating parameter list or parameter type at compilation stage is known as static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. Means same method only, it is showing different forms at compilation stage. It's a theory. Now look here. Why I am giving that paragraph down means generally the question is polymorphism. Like this you have to answer. Nothing there. Read once and keep it. Define polymorphism. Polymorphism means many forms. So object-oriented programming language, one feature showing many forms from the same programming component. That is method only. Whether it is possible in the Java or not, your discussion is going on. In Java also possible. How it is possible? Through method overriding process, same method signature only, I can change the bodies and show different forms at execution stage. So method overriding comes under dynamic or runtime many forms. That's the concept. Through method overloading process, same method name only, but I will change the parameter list and parameter type, and I'll show more than one form to the compiler at compilation stage. So it is a compile time many forms. The theory. That's a theoretical point for speaking, right? Okay. Now, this is common definitions for reading theoretical. On this one or two questions they'll ask it. If not, they will not ask it. Polymorphism nowadays, direct question is not there. Define polymorphism, how many types are there? That all your graduation study Viva wise questions there. But in the real time market, they will not ask define. It's an old question, no? Everybody can say today, the students are very fast in the English languages today. 20 years back means they don't have any other modes are not there for learning. They used to had it. But today's student can say very easily. Polymorphism means many forms. Everybody can say. So direct questions are not available here. Now the compiler at compilation stage will control some keywords. Compiler at compilation stage will control some keywords. Control means what? Understanding its declaration, understanding its behavior. There are some 3 keywords which are under the control of compiler. Make a statement. The following star mark IMP. The following are the keywords. The following are the keywords which are controlled by the compiler at compilation stage. Compilation stage. Here controlled by the means compiler will understand these keywords declaration and behavior. That's the meaning actually. Will understand the declaration and behavior also about these keywords in bracket, which means compiler will understand compile, which means compiler will understand these keywords, declaration understands keywords, declaration and behavior. The following are the keywords which are controlled by the compiler at compilation stage, which means compiler will understand these keywords, declaration and behavior. Meaning is whether you declared correctly or not, it will check it. Whether it's behavior also, what it is going to do at compilation stage, what these keywords are going to do at execution stage, the information will be known by the compiler. Actually, compiler only important. Whether you know this point or not, I don't know. But compiler only will play the role. Our program, the first stage is compilation. After that, one byte code will come. Then execution on JVM. This is a rule. But we all will concentrate on execution process. We all will train about execution, where class loads, where object creates, knowledge purpose, giving some extra knowledge. Actually, drawing diagram is an extra knowledge generally. So without drawing the diagram also, roughly I can speak. Daily I can come and I can speak roughly. So somebody may connect, somebody may not connect. Sir, I want the course very fastly. If somebody says, we can give one document and open the page number 2, we can read and go. That all modes are available to complete the syllabus. But we trainers are not syllabus trainers, no? Somewhere, if it is late also, we must deliver some content there. So in that process, we take the support of some diagrammatic form here. We try the diagrammatical form. At least we cannot say 100% will understand the diagram. We expect only 20%. We expect only 20%. So 20% students will be connected to diagrammatical. Some 20% will be converted into theoreticals. They'll listen it and they'll understand. Of course, remaining people, they'll understand or not, we don't know. Right? So we don't know, no. We are looking at me, but your mind will be somewhere, no. I cannot expect your listening, no. As a trainers, we don't know. We are all looking into me or not now. You're listening or not listening? Yesterday I watched KGF 2, sir. I'm thinking about KGF 2, sir. Yesterday, just now I'm coming on the road, sir. My friend said hi, sir. I'm thinking about him. Why he said hi to me? I'm thinking, sir. Suddenly morning, these all cases will be there. You have to come out of all these cases and understand the subject, no? Very less will be there. We know that already. You have to beat all that situations. You have to control the mind, no? Suddenly one WhatsApp message will come. You'll say silently like this. You'll think about the WhatsApp message for 10-15 minutes. One important concept will go. You have to come out of all these situations. No, we know that. Because we write this percentage as 20, whatever it may be. See there. See this program. Okay. Because yesterday I watched KGF 2. Anyway. My daughter is there now. She completed her 3rd class. But she won KGF 2. Right. Yes. Right. Look here. Now. Ticket only 1,000 rupees. But food is 2,000 rupees yesterday. my daughter. Look here. Now this compiler is there, no? Right. Compiler will take this program. Okay, right. Compiler only will check all the lines. Total lines will check it. So compiler only will understand the total declarations, total behaviors. Means what? In the next level, what is going to happen? In next level, what is going to happen? Compiler knows. Example, your management. Management is the compiler. Right? If suddenly they'll call one supervisor and say, stop the class will be stopped. So, everything done by the compiler only. So compiler will control some keywords. Only 3 keywords the compiler will control. One is static, one is private, one is final. You completed static, you not completed private and final. So we are entering into this unit for private and final. Make a statement. There are 3 keywords under the control of compiler. I made a statement. The following are the keywords which are controlled by the compiler at compilation stage, which means compiler will understand these keywords, declaration and behavior. That keywords are 1. Static keyword. 2. Private keyword. 3. Final keyword. Static, private and final. Static, private and final. 3 are there. Okay, right. These 3 keywords are completely under the control of a compiler. Right. Make a siding static. The following are the static programming components. The following are the static programming components. Static variables, static methods, static blocks, static classes, static interfaces, static abstract classes. So static variables will be there, static methods will be there, static blocks will be there, static classes will be there, static interfaces will be there, static abstract classes are there. So who is missing in the list now? Static constructor is missing in the list. Note. There is no concept of static constructors. There is no concept of static constructors in Java. There is no concept of static constructors in Java. In Java, we don't have a constructor declared with a static keyword. So all components, you had an idea. I'll repeat it. See that all components notes is there for you already. The variables which are declared with the static keyword outside the methods. Yes or no? The variables which are declared with the static keyword outside the methods are known as static variables or class variables. These static variables or class variables will get the memory within the class while class loading and can be accessed with the class name. That's a theory. Sir, why you are saying static variables outside the methods? The reason, static variables inside the methods concept not there. If we declare static variable inside the method, compiler will give the error. Means what? It is understanding the declaration syntax. The static keyword is under the control of compiler. If you write static variable inside the method, compiler will give an error saying that static variables will get the memory within the class while class loading. If we declare one static variable inside the method, how they will give the memory to you? Error. Means what? It is understanding the declaration. It is understanding the behavior also when it will get a memory. because static local variables are not available. Got it right? Static methods. The methods which are declared with the static keyword are known as static methods. The static methods will get the memory within the class while class loading and can be accessed with the class name. Understood, right? What is the coding rule now? Static method can access a static variable directly, because static variable, static method available in the classes only. So static method can access static variable directly, but cannot access instance variable directly. The blocks which are declared with the static keyword are known as static blocks. Static blocks are the one-time executable blocks with the highest priority while class loading. While class loading, they execute only once with the highest priority. That's called static blocks. Static blocks in real time, available in advanced Java to hold database connection code. I made one statement in core Java. Today, who are coming to 11am batch, today you are going to see that is static block. Today, in advanced Java, the static block is coming. Today, 11am. So, static classes. The classes which are declared with the static keyword are known as static classes. But static classes are only inner classes. You cannot declare outer class as static. Why outer class is not static now? Suppose one class is there now. Inside the class, I given one static variable. The static variable will get the memory within the class. If I take one inner class as a static, the inner class will get the memory within the class. Suppose if I take outer class as a static, I cannot give the memory. I cannot bind it. So outer class is static, not there. Inner classes as a static. So static interfaces. The interfaces which are declared with the static keyword are known as static interfaces. These static interfaces also only inner interfaces. Static abstract class also only inner abstract classes. The theoretical points. Static constructors not there. If anybody is learning other languages, not C and C++, of course, nobody is learning C++ today. If you are learning C++, constructors are available in C++. You can collect the information. Static constructor is available or not. Who are learning this Python, who are learning .NET, who are learning PHP, they are also object oriented only. For them, static constructor available or not, you must collect the information. If you are learning more than one domain. No, sir, my career is only one domain, sir. That is Java means in Java, static constructor is not available to you. So here, programming is not needed because we covered all the static related components and came here. So now make star mark IMP private. So private. Somewhere we came across the private, but we not yet worked properly up to now. Got it or not now? Where the private came now? Sir, in packages chapter, when we entered into packages chapter, Java project, inside the Java project package, inside that package, one class, inside the class, variable, method, block, constructor. Now, within the package, within the project, some visibilities we have to decide it. As a code writer, should decide some visibility or we have to decide some scope. For that, 4 access modifiers are available to us. One is public, private, protected, and default. On that, I given one line information to you. Public means you can access inside the project. Anywhere you can access. Private means only inside the class you can access. Private methods came into interfaces by Java 9 version. I made information no. That private concrete methods also accessed inside the interface only. Means private means inside the class or inside the interface. Protected I given on the day. Protected means inside the package. Default. If we don't write any access modifier, it is considered as a default. Default means inside the package. Protected and default difference is protected can be accessed by the child classes declared outside the package. So these are the informations available theoretically in the package chapter. There we touched one private. We not yet given complete information about private. We are going to touch it. Understood now? Make it. The following are the private programming components. The following are the private programming components. Private variables, private methods, private constructors, private classes. Private variables, private methods, private constructors, private classes. Remaining all not there. Private blocks not there. Private interfaces not there. Private abstract classes not there. So there is no concept of note. There is no concept of private blocks, private interfaces, and private abstract classes. Only 4 components are there. Private variables, private methods, private constructors, and private classes. For you, one advantage is there. In Advanced Java, all will come. Today, private variables are coming there. And private constructor is coming there. Whatever you are learning from this chapter, static block is coming there. So that all components today and tomorrow, they are entering into advances. Actually, they will not have impact in core. They will not do any work in core. They will do all the work in advances. Anyway, private variables. Make it. The variables which are declared with private keyword are known as private variables. The variables which are declared with private keyword are known as private variables. The variables which are declared with private keyword are known as private variables. Rule. So private variable specialty is, suppose any class is there, I declared some variables as private. These private variables are used inside the class. The meaning is, any methods are declared inside this class now. These methods can access. So, private variables are accessed by the methods of same class. They cannot be accessed outside the class. If any other methods try to access them, they cannot be accessed. If you want to access private variables are accessed by the methods of same class. That's a rule. Make it. These private variables are accessed by the methods of same class. These private variables are accessed by the methods of same class. Accessed by the methods of same class. Now, sir, where I can see private variables? Note. In real time, private variables are used in real time, private variables are used in bean classes and Pojo classes. Bean classes and Pojo classes. Underline bean classes and Pojo classes. Here Pojo means plain old Java object. Plain old Java object. Pojo. So bean class we are using in servlet programming. Pojo class we are using in Hibernate. Actually, the term used in Hibernate. Pojo. The term used in Hibernate. In the two classes, private variables are mandatory. That's a rule. Private variable, because the variables must be accessed by the methods of same class. The restriction is available there for them. So private methods. The methods which are declared with private keyword are known as private methods. The methods which are declared with private keyword are known as private methods. Same. Suppose if we declare any method as private. Suppose I declared one method as private. So private methods are accessed inside the class only. Means private methods are accessed by the non-private methods of same class. So this private method will not come out. If you want to access one private method, we must take the support of non-private method. You have to take it. You have to take the support of non-private method. Rule. Private methods are accessed by the non-private methods of same class. Private methods are accessed by the non-private methods of same class. Non-private methods of same class. Can I explain with example by tomorrow? It takes time, right? Okay. So one new concept I'm bringing by tomorrow to you with this private. Try to understand. So who are attending 11 a.m. batch today? You are going to see that static block. you are going to see that private constructor you are going to see, but you will not understand in 11 a.m. today. But tomorrow explanation is available here. Understood now? Here the explanation is available for you. The students who are entering there other than you, they will understand. You will not understand private constructor immediately there. But today, tomorrow, the notes will come on private constructor here. Okay, right? So parallelly application is going on for you. Okay, right? So take a break for today. Tomorrow I'll explain with the program to you. So notes is pending. How much notes? Saturday uploaded, right? Only one day, right? Sunday and today I'll upload the notes now. So read it and come. Okay, right? So thank you very much for today. Take a break.